If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, Call of Duty points are in Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3. If you want to get some free Call of Duty points, click that link down in the description, install the app, and start earning yourself some points today. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about two guns in Black Ops 3, comparing them, talking about best class setups, and in the end which gun I think is better, and giving some tips with it. This is a new thing I want to start doing on my channel. Obviously last summer I did how to make overpowered for Black Ops 3 guns, and I want to do that for Infinite Warfare as well, but right now I'm in that Black Ops 3 groove, and I want to do this new series which I guess could be called like the best guns of Black Ops 3 or something like that. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to title them, but what it is I take two guns that are going to be very similar. For example, today's episode is going to be the gun you unlock at level 1, the KN-44, and then the DLC weapon, which some of you may have, some of you may not have, the Peacekeeper. The reason why I chose these weapons is because you're going to use pretty much the exact same class setup for them, and they are made to do the same sort of stuff, and I'm going to compare them, talk about them, give class setups and tips and stuff like that. So you guys can let me know in the comment section down below which other guns you want me to compare. I mean, there's obvious ones like the M8 versus the M16, the VMP versus the CUDA, but let me know two guns that are pretty similar in Black Ops 3 that you would like me to compare, and if this series you think it's going to be a good idea. I think it's going to be something that's really fun. Hope you guys will enjoy it. I want to see that support, guys. Smash that like button. Just want to take a minute to explain how this series and these videos are going to go. It kind of goes through everything that my channel and people like about my channel: class setup, best guns, and tips and tricks, and that's why I think it's going to be awesome. So let's shoot for 2,000 likes, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. That's the explanation of it, and let's get started right here. So the KN-44 is a weapon that you unlock at level 1, of course, and the Peacekeeper is a DLC weapon. So in that aspect, they are completely different. But when it comes to the playstyle and what these weapons are made to do, they are very, very similar. What I would call these guns are Russian assault rifles. So on certain situations where you say, I don't want to use a traditional assault rifle, it's made for longer ranges like the Shiva, the M8, the Man of War, or something like that, but you don't want to use an SMG also because SMGs lack range, these are the perfect guns for you. Russian assault rifles, and the way I use these class ups is I use them to make these assault rifles be able to keep up with SMGs and outgun SMGs at close range, because that is one problem with guns like the Shiva. You have no hope if you run into a room with an SMG player. If you have either of these guns, you have a pretty good shot. I mean, obviously an SMG will be the best at close range other than a shotgun. You know, it's going to go shotgun the best, then SMG, and then these would be like in your close third, because these things are those Russian assault rifles. So for a class up that you would use, you would pretty much use the exact same class setup for the KN-44 and for the Peacekeeper. The one difference I would say is that with the KN-44, and this is just my personal opinion, I do like the default sight that comes with the KN-44, so I won't run a red dot or an ELO on it all the time. Sometimes I will to mix it up, but with the Peacekeeper, I find that I like to always run an ELO sight with the Peacekeeper, so by doing that, I just take off my third perk, because third perks are usually the least useful perks in most Call of Duty games, and that's especially true in Black Ops 3. I would say in Black Ops 3, the second perk and the first perk are like a close contention for the most important ones, but the third perk you can definitely live without, so I would take those off and run an ELO sight for the Peacekeeper. But the class ups and what I would do with these guns is you want to speed these guns up, like I said, to make them Russian assault rifles, and how I do that is with 3 simple attachments. First one is going to be stock. Very obvious. SMGs have a better stock ratio just off the top. Like a default SMG will go side to side as like even faster than an assault rifle with stock. So you need stock 100% to keep up with those players with SMGs, to keep up and make this a Russian gun. Number 2, quick draw. I bet you guys all saw that one coming. Pretty obvious. If you want an assault rifle to play like an SMG, you're going to need things to speed it up. Stock, quick draw, and then coming in at number 3, another one that will speed it up is fast mags, and I would run that for both of these. You can see the reload time during this gameplay. The first half of this game is going to be KN-44, and then it's going to transition into some Peacekeeper gameplay, but the reload time with fast mags for both of these guns is pretty much instantly. The KN-44, I would say, is a little bit of a faster reload. It's pretty much instantly, and the Peacekeeper does take a millisecond, but the Peacekeeper does have 32 bullets instead of 30 bullets, so very minimal stuff here. That doesn't really matter. That's what you run for your attachments. As far as your perks here, what I would run for the perks is for your first perk, you can either run Afterburner or you can run Flak Jacket, depending on the map. You obviously you want to rush with these things, so Afterburner works really well, but then you also don't want to get blown up. So if you're on a really close quarters map, I would probably just run Flak Jacket, but that's up to you. Second perk, you're going to want to double up Scavenger and Fast Hands. Fast Hands I don't use on like those Man of War guns where you're going to want to sit back, but it's 100% needed on these Russian assault rifles. You need that fast hands. And then your third perk, either you're going to have one or you're not going to have one, but that one doesn't really matter depending on if you run a reticle or not. You can just run Blast Suppressor or Tac Mask. Pretty simple class setup, and pretty much a class setup that I would use for an SMG. The difference would be my attachments on this assault rifle class up. Now, let's talk a bit about each of these guns. In my personal opinion, when I thought of these two matching up, it's a really close matchup. Like in some of these matchups that I'm going to do, one gun is obviously going to be a lot better than the other, but these two are very close. I would say the Peacekeeper has a faster fire rate in my opinion, and it seems to do a little bit better at close range, the Peacekeeper, and that's because the Peacekeeper was originally designed for Black Ops 2, and it was designed as an SMG assault rifle hybrid. So that's kind of what it is in this game as well, which also fits into the theme of Russian assault rifles. Peacekeeper probably has a better hip fire and probably does better up close. However, the KN-44 has some benefits to it, which is one, the reload time is faster. Sure, it has 2 bullets less, but that's kind of irrelevant. Number 2, I personally don't have to use a sight on it, so that default sight allows me to open up one more spot for my perks, which is really awesome in my pick 10 created class system. And the KN-44, I find, it just feels better and it seems to kill people faster at that medium range, which is your target with these class ups. Now, these two guns, like I said, are very close, and I want people to leave me in the comment section down below if you have experience playing with the Peacekeeper and with the KN-44, which I know some people won't have the Peacekeeper, but I'm sure you guys have picked it up and tried it out sometimes. What do you really think? I think these are a very close matchup, and that's pretty much why I chose to compare these guns. In my personal opinion, I would say the KN-44 is the better gun overall, but only by a tiny, tiny amount, and the Peacekeeper definitely has its strengths, which are working at close range, working with that fast fire rate, but that KN-44, the consistency of it can't really be beat. It's one of the most consistent guns in the game. I actually made a video last summer called "This Gun Will Do Everything For You" or something like that, and it was a KN-44 class setup video, and people love that. It's one of my most popular videos ever. It has like 700,000 views or something like that, and that's because that gun really will do everything for you. KN-44 is that consistent Russian assault rifle, while the Peacekeeper is more of a SMG assault rifle hybrid, which means it will be a little bit better at close range, but overall I would go with the Peacekeeper most of the time. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, these two guns are very damn close, and this class setup can be run with each of them. If there's different ways you want to customize the class setup, I wouldn't really recommend it. You know, sometimes with different guns, like for example, a VMP, an M8, a Man of War, there's so many different options for the class setup. But with these guns, I would pretty much, and I always do, stick to these really, like, stick to this class setup pretty much, because that's what these guns are made to do. And I'm building this class setup, and it's especially like the perks you can kind of play around with and mess around with, like that doesn't really matter as much. But these attachments are specifically made to make these guns excel at what they're good at, playing to the strengths. You know, there's two different types of class setups. You either use something to correct the weaknesses of the guns. For example, on the Vesper, you'll run grip, you'll run extended mags, fast mags, because you want to correct the weaknesses of that, run out of ammo, super fast, and high recoil. But on this gun, you're going to build it around and play to the strengths of that one. And overall, I just have to say, in my opinion, the KN-44 is a slightly better gun than the Peacekeeper, but it is very, very close. Like I said, this is probably one of the closest matchup we'll have. Now, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this and which other guns you want to see class setups for, and me match up, of course, course, M16, M8 are obviously one, VMP CUDA, but I know you guys are going to have some really unique ideas, and I'm really excited to do this. It just seems like something that will work perfectly because it combines everything into one video, and I get to compare guns, which isn't really a thing that happens that much in the COD community. It used to be a big thing on YouTube, but lately I don't think it's been as popular, especially like comparing, like people compare things on the same gun, but comparing two guns that work in similar situations and talking about which one people believe is better, it will be awesome to do. And of course, I want to say everyone's going to have a different opinion. The Peacekeeper might be your favorite gun in the game. You might think it's 100 times better than the KN-44, and that is because everyone has different playstyles. The KN-44 is best for my personal playstyle because I like those medium range, that consistent high damage. However, if you go hardcore rush mode and hip fire and spraying at people and spawn trapping, the Peacekeeper probably will be better for your playstyle, and that's completely fine. I don't want to start any huge arguments or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just a game, and of course, it all comes down to a feeling process and how the gun feels in your gameplays. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it to the end, please smack that like button. Let's go for 2,000 likes. Subscribe for Cookie and Don't Lookie, and I'm out. Peace.